call the planning meeting for June 5th, 2025 to order. We could please have the roll call.
Mr. Engler?
Here.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Watts? Mr. Guidry? Mr. Wax?
Here.
Mr. Dana?
Here.
Mr. Burns?
Here.
Ms. Ferris? Ms. Long?
Here. Okay, item number 3, we need to, the adoption of the minutes from the regular meeting, May 1st, 2025. Do we have a motion on that?
Motion to accept.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Daniel, second. You'll take the vote, please.
Mr. Engler?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Wax?
Yes.
Mr. Dana?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Mr. Long? Ms. Long?
Yes. Okay, item number 4, we'll open a public hearing for the Sun Auto Delta World Tire. And we will have anyone that would like to speak on the preliminary site plan, or if you have any comments, please feel free to come forward and state your name and sign in if you would, please.
Good evening. My name is Thomas Luce. Just like to introduce myself as part of the civil engineering team for the applicant Windward Holdings on the Sun Auto Delta World Tire. As you see our site plan, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have, but will be on the south side of Watson on Highway 16. And we've been coordinating with DOT, and we are at a good footing with them to move forward with our access zone. And other than that, I'm just here to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, do we have any comments from the planning department on this? Okay, and Morgan, any comments?
All of our comments have been addressed, and we would recommend approval of the preliminary
Okay.
site plan.
Do we have anyone else here that needs to have any comments or speak in regard to this? Okay, we're going to close the public hearing on that, and sir, if you don't mind, if we have more questions, we'll direct them to you. Thank you. Okay, so what about commissioners? Do we have any comments or questions?
Is a fence needed? Am I missing it? In the plans. They both commercial on both sides? I didn't go.
And there's no residential, so.
That's what I said, no
Right, there's no
residential.
residential. Yeah.
It says no fence needed.
Where they at in relation to the U-shaped driveway in the townhomes? Other side of the dental office, close to Rudy's? Yeah, that wouldn't require a fence.
Okay, any other questions or comments?
Not yet. That's not it. You're not on that? Not yet. That's the one up in,
I just had some questions. Is this going to be an area where people back up
Sure.
to?
we're not on that one yet.
Well, I thought we were.
No, we're not yet, no.
The,
Sometime, hold on a second.
okay, do we have any other questions or comments? Yes, sir.
It's part of our economic corridor, right there on Highway 16, and this does fit the master plan.
Okay. All right. Do we have any motions?
Motion to approve,
I second that motion.
or
Okay.
rather to have an initial public hearing.
Okay. That, Mr. Dana, I'm sorry. And if we can take a vote, please.
Mr. Engler?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Wax?
Yes.
Mr. Dana?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Long?
Yes. Okay. Moving on to item number 5. We're going to open the public hearing. It's open for project with waste management, the preliminary site plan. Do we have anyone here to represent that? And if so, please come forward.
My name is Brennan Bates. I'm with Michael & Taylor, here to represent for the Waste Management RNG site. So this is about 2.5 acre site. It is located within the landfill, and this site will have a building that will be used to extract waste and turn it into renewable natural gas. That's all I got. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions.
Do we have anyone else that would like to speak in regard to public hearing? Okay, I'm going to close the public hearing, and if you don't mind, just if you would stay, and we may have some questions, if you don't mind. Do we have any comments from planning? No. Okay, engineering?
All of our comments have been addressed. We would recommend approval.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, any questions, Mr. Burns?
do.
Would you have a question?
I have. I was just inquisitive. Is this where people are going to back up and throw trash into dumpsters? Is that what this is for?
No, sir, I do not believe so, because it is located within the landfill, and there would be, well, actually, yes. From the PowerPoint I have, it would dump waste, and it would be pumped from underground to create into the building, create renewable natural gas.
So it's not for dumping?
It's for dump trucks to dump, not public.
They already have pipes down around where they burn off the gas.
Could you step up to the microphone if you don't mind? Just state again your name if you will.
Raymond Mullins, McClellan Taylor.
Thank you.
Yeah, they currently have pipes now that they flare off the natural gas that comes out.
It's for burning the methane off.
That's right.
Coming down from the landfill.
Right. So
Okay.
this is just to capture that
Right.
and turn it into something useful, possibly to run a garbage.
That's a good
Something
thing,
like
huh?
They're running on natural gas now, I believe.
All right.
Okay, any other questions? Yes, Mr. Clemens.
You know, we have an airport that is already right at the limit to how close it can be to any facility here. And we're probably going to go ahead and kick you down the road tonight, but in the next couple of months when you're continuing work, I'd like you to specifically check to make certain that we're not violating any of these solid geometric areas, violating of the airport runway. Because before we were right at the limit, and we're making any change whatsoever, we could take away their ability to continue with the airport. So it's something we're going to have to check out specifically.
Is that something that we would want to involve, Scooter, is that something we'd want to involve the department in as far as making sure that they,
Yeah, we're going to work with them. We're going to look at it now that they've brought it up.
okay, if you would, so we keep that a running issue to keep,
And it's not like they're building a building on top of the top. I mean, they're going to be down. And there's nothing going to be built any higher on that. That
Right,
needs to be bottling. So,
My
yeah,
concern is we were right at the limit. And if we're going to change that limit in any way, we need to know the FCC is going to be all right with it.
Yeah,
Or not
we're
the
just-
FCC,
Additional question, if you don't mind.
yeah.
Ms. Bryant,
yeah,
that's right. I'm
FAA,
sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
No, just if you, just everyone with the due diligence to make sure that's, stay on top of that
Is
is,
this-
I think, what he's requesting.
If it would fall in that area, are you capable of moving this plant just a little bit? Are you fixed on that particular spot?
To a
You know what
degree,
I'm saying?
I mean, I don't think,
You're tying to the pipe, so if it would cause problem,
yeah. But
would
this
you be
is-
able to move it, what I'm
This is
saying?
further down than the top of the hill.
No, I know what they are.
Okay.
I've seen them. We've looked at them. But that's what I'm saying. If
But
you,
yeah,
if you
I
had to
would
move it,
imagine-
if it falls 10 feet in the property line, within the distance, what Mr.
Yeah.
Bryan's talking about, you should be able to move it, and that's
I
what I'm
believe they would
asking. Are
have
you
some
set on that area?
Flexibility to do that, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're dealing with something that's already in its approval stages, so if you'll just make sure and stay in touch with the department. Okay, any other comments or questions? Yes, sir,
And-
Mr.
and
Norman?
The reason I asked that question, just to be perfectly honest, we really don't have to add something to the motion stating that as long as it falls in outside the area that Mr. Bryan's speaking about. But if you're telling me you can move it, well, then it kind of protects us on making the motion, how we make the motion.
Okay. So, do you have a motion, sir? Okay,
Make
Mr.
a
Clemens.
motion to accept the public hearing and proceed further.
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Clemens with a second by Mr. Engler.
Mr. Engler?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Wax?
Yes.
Mr. Dana?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Miss Long?
Yes. Okay, moving on to item number 6. We're going to open the public hearing for Juban Place South preliminary site plan. Do we have any? You're here already. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
If you would repeat your name, please, and make
Yes.
sure you're signed in.
I'm Brennan Bates, and I'm here with Macklin Taylor. This is Juban Place South, an 8-acre site. It's located at the corner of Forest Galat Road and Juban Road. It will consist of retail space, office space, and a hotel site. And yeah, if you have any questions.
I've got a question maybe more for Morgan. Did we ever decide how we were treating vacant property that was zoned as residential? As far as a fence between the residential and the commercial? Are we still treating it as if if there's nothing there, they don't have to have a fence?
Yes.
Okay,
We're treating it as if it has a residence.
okay. So if it's residential next door, zoned residential, but doesn't have a residence, still like it used to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I would ask, is there anyone else that would like to speak from the public in regard to this? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing phase. Do we have anything from the department? No. Okay, and Morgan, your thoughts?
Yes, all of our comments have been addressed. We would recommend approval.
Okay. Ma'am, I'm sorry, was there something? Did I miss your hand?
My name is Ellen Ewing. I was at a recent meeting last month. My concern with just this general area, I live in the Livingston Trace neighborhood off of John L., Buddy Ellis, John L. And I'm concerned with the loss of green space in the area. So the pattern that I've seen off of Florida, where all those neighborhoods are going in, and then along Buddy Ellis between Juban and Walker South, is that the trees are being cleared all the way to property lines. So there's no tree buffer left between parcels. And I understand that, you know, in the Juban south of the highway, it's a hot spot and things are developing quickly. But my concern is that if we're just clearing land completely, and we're getting rid of flood mitigation, temperature mitigation. The neighborhood that I live in is kind of tucked in between privately owned land, and one of those parcels is going to be, is on the market. And I'm afraid that all those trees are just going to be cleared all the way to the property line. So our neighborhood, which is nestled in trees, it's not going to stay that way. The problem with that is there are no sidewalks. There's no park within walking distance, any park for the people who are living there now, and all those neighborhoods that are being planned to be crammed into along Buddy Ellis. People have to drive at least 10 minutes to get to a park. So I guess all of this just to say, are we thinking about keeping some green space, or is anybody having an idea about putting a park in south of the highway in that area?
Oh, all of this being privately owned property,
Yep.
there's really no possible way to require them to do such a thing, other than, when projects start, or if a project goes up for sale, you are certainly welcome to approach the real estate companies to, I know that's happened in the past where they've gone to the developers and said, hey, this subdivision would like some tree line left, is that possible? So many times developers are willing to try to work with you. They go in not necessarily thinking on those lines, but if neighboring people approach that, but it has to be handled from that perspective. It can't be handled from here. So though we appreciate it, and people can really tell you from the history that I'm a very pro-tree person, so I've always encouraged it when possible. So, but it has to come to it's a privately owned property, so it would have to do that. So in this regard, possibly contacting, the engineers that you see and just say, is this something that could be discussed with the developer? But that would be the avenue that you would have to take. And there's really nothing at this setting that we can do in that regard. But we do appreciate your comments.
Okay,
Thank you so much. Okay. Now we're officially closed. So I think we've gotten no comments, and Morgan, you were recommending approval? Okay. Now, if we can move on to commissioners, if you have any comments or questions. Mr. Dano.
To the developer.
Well, I had just two.
Go ahead.
One comment, that area got less than a foot of water. Can you hear me now? Okay. That area got less than a foot in 2016, but I wanted to say to the lady that came up, if you look at Summit Hospital on O'Neill Lane, they have a good pattern where they have a walking path, they have a pond, they have a place you can feed ducks, and the developers of the hospital that's coming over there, you may be able to talk to them about that. So it's just a thought, it's just a comment, it's not but I know what you're talking about.
Thanks, sir. Mr.
I have
Burns.
a question for the developer, I guess. The developer's not here. Y'all represent. I just had a question about all the offices, 3,000 and 4,000. I would assume that's going to be medical offices, could or could not be, to support the hospital, doctors, whatever.
It could very well be. I can't say that that's what the intent is. I'm not sure, but it would make sense that if the office spaces are available, that's where they would want to go.
Right. Any good restaurants coming in? Any good restaurants coming in?
Oh,
In retail?
I don't have any names in anything.
You need a Whataburger.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions? Mr. Wax?
Do you know how many units the hotel is planned for?
We do not know.
Yeah, I'm not sure that it's been that far along yet.
Okay. right, do we have any thoughts on where we want to proceed on this? Yes, Mr. Clemens.
I'd like to remark this, this again is in the economic corridor. It's consistent with the master plan. It's consistent with the current zoning. I recommend that we put it in motion to proceed.
Okay, so first by Mr. Clemens and a second by Mr. Burns. If we could take a vote, please.
Mr. Engler?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Wax?
Yes.
Mr. Dana?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Long?
Yes. Okay, moving on to item number 7. We have the LPFPD 4, Fire Station 11, the final site plan. And do we have anyone here to represent that? And if so, please come up.
My name is Jay LeBlanc with Quality Engineering Survey. So this is for the final site plan for the new fire station, Station 11, Satsuma, located off of South Satsuma.
Okay, are there any things you need to point out to us, or changes, or, okay. Let's go to the department, have any comments? And
All
Ms.
of our
Moran.
comments have been addressed. We would recommend approval.
Okay. All right, thank you. Commissioners, any comments or questions?
I have one question.
Yes, sir. Mr. Clemens.
This is primarily the fire station that will be supporting the airport, correct?
It is in the proximity of the airport.
Since we do not have firefighting water supply in the parish, what we have is fire water supply. Quite often, y'all have to have a fresh water supply somewhere nearby. Has that exigency been addressed?
To this point, sir, I don't know that they've, and you're talking about fresh water supply for.
If they've got to go pull up to a pond or a lake or somewhere, they already got that taken care of.
Most, with other developers, sir, that would be included in that development, yes, they would have to have some. I do know that they are trying to make sure that the infrastructure is in place for all of those things.
All right, thank you.
And there is a pond across the street, large. They get, I don't want to say that, but they'll get permission. It's kind of hard to say, no, I don't want a fire department to take care of me.
All the details we have to look into, though.
Yeah. Okay, any other comments or questions, or do I have a motion?
I'll second it.
Mr. Burns with a second by Mr. Engler. If you would take the vote, please.
Mr. Engler?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Wax?
Yes.
Mr. Dana?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Long?
Yes. Okay, attorney comments. Do we have any comments? All right, moving on. Engineer comments.
No comment.
Okay. Department, planning department.
No comment.
Okay, and anyone of the members of the commission?
Our next meeting is July 8th
8th, yes,
at 6.
correct.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you for mentioning that. The change, yes, and it's a Tuesday, not a Thursday, so. All right, well, that being it, we will adjourn.